"Congratulations, failure," he sneered, his voice soaked in whiskey and wealth. Their laughter echoed like gunfire in my ears. I smiled, small. My fingers slid the envelope across the table, casual, like passing a menu. He didn't notice. Not yet. I leaned in. My voice was steady, low, meant only for him. Explain to your sisters why tuition disappears. To your parents why their house and cars vanish in minutes. And to your partners why the company dies before dessert. I stood. Silence fell. Laughter curdled into confusion. His smirk cracked. That was the moment the panic began. Before all that, he wasn't always cruel. He used to touch me like I was something fragile he wanted to protect. He used to say I steadied him. Back then, I believed him. I gave him loyalty, blind and whole. I gave him my time, my youth, my best years. But love is a dangerous investment. It yields nothing when built on lies. The first crack was small. Late nights at the office. Messages he didn't answer. His phone always face down on the table. His laughter grew sharper, edged with secrets. I told myself not to pry. I told myself trust was love. But my gut, the part of me he underestimated, kept watching. One night, his phone lit up while he showered. A message. 2 words. Miss you. Not my name, not my handwriting. That was the night something in me broke, quietly, invisibly. I didn't scream, I didn't confront. I smiled, kissed him goodnight, and stared at the ceiling until dawn. That was the night I stopped being his lover and became his shadow. Patterns don't lie. He thought betrayal was simple, thought it was a hidden affair, whispered calls, weekend trips disguised as conferences. But betrayal leaves footprints. I followed them. Bank statements, business contracts, family trusts, passwords scribbled in the back of a drawer. He left everything open, arrogant in his belief that I was too stupid to see. That was his mistake. I spent months collecting, learning. Numbers became my allies. I traced every account, every shell company, every asset he thought was untouchable. While he laughed with his friends, I built the blueprint of his collapse. Revenge wasn't rage. Rage burns too quickly. This was patience. Cold, meticulous patience. The gift. On my birthday, he invited his rich friends, the ones who liked to mock me for not belonging. He thought their laughter would drown me. He thought humiliation was entertainment. I let him. They toasted to my failure, called me lucky to even breathe in their circle. He smirked at me across the table like I was a stray dog he'd dressed up for the evening. My pulse didn't rise. My hand didn't shake. I had already won. When the cake arrived, I gave him my gift. An envelope, thin, white, unassuming. Inside, one document. A legal trigger wired to every account, every trust, every false fortress he had built. The collapse. I whispered my words, the blade hidden in velvet. Explain to your sisters why tuition disappears. I saw his brow furrow. He reached for the envelope, opened it. His face drained. To your parents why their house and cars vanish. He skimmed the pages, lips trembling. And to your partners why the company dies before dessert. His hands shook. He stood too quickly, his chair screeching against the marble floor. His friends fell silent, unsure whether to laugh or ask questions. He stammered, denied, then excused himself. But phones were already buzzing. Accounts were freezing. Partners were calling. The empire he had built on lies collapsed in real time. And I didn't need to lift a finger anymore. The panic. He tried to reach me later, called, begged, cursed, each voicemail more desperate than the last. I didn't answer. I didn't need to. By morning, his sisters were crying, his parents furious, his partners threatening lawsuits. He had mocked me in front of them. Now he had to explain himself in the ruins I left behind. Reflection. People ask if I regret it, if I miss him, if revenge gave me peace. Here's the truth. I don't miss him. I miss who I thought he was, but that man never existed. He was a mask, a liar who mistook kindness for weakness. And no, revenge isn't peace. It's justice. Peace is silent, fragile. Justice is sharp, undeniable. Justice leaves scars. When I walked away from that table, leaving him to choke on his own panic, I didn't feel triumphant. I felt clean, as if I had washed off years of his poison in a single evening. He called me a failure, but failure doesn't dismantle empires. Failure doesn't calculate every move until the walls cave in. Failure doesn't walk away untouched while the guilty drown. So I tell myself one thing whenever I think of him, one line that seals the story. Congratulations, failure. Not me, him. We're finished.